Hey there, amazing work at home moms. Thank you for joining us again for an episode on the Mom Desk Club. We are brand new to opening season 4, where we are diving into all things related to stay-at-home mom, work-at-home mom, mom guilt. It's quite the whirlwind. It's quite the crazy adventure, and guilt is lurking around every corner, it seems like. But we are going to dive in today and figure out a few ways where you can shift your perspectives on work and parenting and find a way to find some harmony between those things and getting rid of the guilt, because we don't have time for that. As busy work-at-home moms, it is so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of mom guilt. And so today we're going to just take a look and dive into some strategies that you can use as a work-at-home mom to help banish the guilt and find some freedom in your life as a work-at-home mom, because it is a beautiful thing that you have created and a beautiful thing you're pursuing as you make memories with your children while also supporting your family and pursuing all the callings in your life all at the same time. First, we're going to talk about embracing imperfection. Now, I think as work-at-home moms, we feel like, oh yeah, totally embrace imperfection. My life is completely imperfect. But I really want you to think about that for a little bit, because I know, especially as a firstborn, embracing imperfection was really hard for me. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, and I kind of wanted to just overlook all the areas in my life that weren't perfect and keep on trucking. But perfection is unachievable. 100% unachievable. You're never going to get it. Now, I don't like when people start saying things like, you can't have it all, you're gonna have to pick and choose. Sometimes I'm like, seriously, can you just not let me run after all the crazy things that I've got on my plate and that I'm doing and that I'm enjoying. But I think it's also important to remember, especially as work-at-home moms, that there are so many things in our life that it's better to just jump in and do than to put off because you're afraid of it not being perfect. And I think that that's a lot of things that can apply in our lives. There's a lot of things that I've put off doing because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it perfectly. And I realized that putting it off is pointless. I'm never going to get things done if I'm constantly putting things off until I get them perfect. So I want you to just take a minute and sit down and recognize that you're not going to do it perfect, but you're going to get in and do it. You're going to do it messy. You're going to do it hard. You're going to put in your effort, whether that is in your business or in your family or in your home, and that's okay. You're not going to do it perfect. So today I want you to just embrace the imperfection. Maybe you haven't had a chance to wash your hair yet. Maybe your kitchen's messy. Maybe emails have not gotten responded to. Take 15 minutes, put those things in an order of importance and crank through them, knowing that you don't have to do them perfect. You just have to do them. You have to put in good effort. You have to make a good attempt. And it's okay if it's not perfect, because you're not perfect and everybody else isn't perfect, and it's going to be okay. Okay, next we're going to dive in to self-care. Now, I've already talked about this a lot. Self-care is kind of one of those words that I really highly dislike, because I feel like as a culture, we place so much priority on how we feel about things. If we're taking care of ourselves enough, if we're doing all these things enough, that doesn't fit in with my worldview at all. As a Christian, you're not really supposed to be thinking about yourself. You're supposed to be thinking about others. As a work-at-home mom, I don't really want to spend all of my time sitting around introspectively wondering if I should be thinking about this or feeling this way about that, or I just don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about myself. Not because I am not valuable, or that, if I let go of things that I'm going to, start not taking care of everything. You know what I mean? Like, they always say you can't fill from an empty cup. But the point is that as a Christian, we are constantly being filled up, and that's a good thing. So we are constantly being filled up with love and peace and patience from the Holy Spirit, and we are supposed to be tapping into that. So part of self-care is prioritizing, well, for me, it would be prioritizing my relationship with the Lord. It might be different for you, but find something that you can prioritize in your life that is going to fill you up, that is going to continue refilling you, because being a work-at-home mom is a very draining job. You're doing multiple jobs all at the same time, and it's a lot to manage. After that, then you're going to want to fill yourself up in some other ways, but I don't want to get so caught up that I feel like if I can't make my cup of coffee, then the rest of my day is going to be blown. You know what I mean? So find ways that you can just take care of the basics. Pick like your 3 top priorities that, like, in order to take care of myself today, I need to take my vitamins, I need to make sure that I eat 3 meals and a snack today, and I need to drink X amount of water. Those are the 3 priorities. In order to take care of myself today, I need to make sure that those 3 things happen, because if I don't make sure that they happen, I'm going to start getting hangry, or I'm going to get dehydrated and get a headache, and then I'm not going to be any good to anybody. Or if I forget to take my vitamins, I'm going to be sluggish and listless all day. Okay? Pick your top 3 things. Address those. And then as you've got time throughout the day, find moments to include pleasure into your day. So whether it is making your favorite cup of coffee and enjoying it in silence. I always heard this, I don't even know where I heard this story, but it was so funny to me. This one woman, her kids always would say that they knew that they were not allowed to talk to their mom if she was eating a piece of chocolate and had her eyes closed. There was something about that was her moment. She's taking a moment. You may not interrupt mom. I think I've heard other stories too where like moms will cover their head with their apron and the kids know, oh, do not mess with mom when she has her apron on her head because she is needing a moment. So find ways that you could actually cue your kids to be like, listen, you've got to realize that mama needs a moment. That can be part of your self-care, is taking a moment for yourself. It doesn't have to be 10, 15, 20 minutes even. It can be 3 minutes to give yourself some silence. One of the things that I've been doing lately is I just go out and get the mail. Like, you know, your life has hit a really ridiculous peak when spending 2 minutes to go get the mail is like your quiet time. But it works great because I'm able to get out. I exert a little bit of energy. I'm walking all the way out to our mailbox. I'm getting my body moving, I'm getting fresh air, I'm getting some sunshine, I'm getting some peace and quiet because I'm not taking everybody with me. And then I can get back in and hustle in through the rest of my day. So finding ways that you can incorporate self-care into your day is going to help as you're figuring out work and parenting. And honestly, I feel like when you can start incorporating some of those things into your day, it can help with killing the mom guilt. Now, that doesn't mean it kills it completely, but it helps. And finally, I want to reframe mom guilt because I think that that is just one of those trendy buzzwords that everybody is using, and it doesn't have to be. In fact, one of the things that I have been pondering on a lot lately through different books that I've been reading and just different things that I've been thinking about. I know Abby Halberstadt with M is for Mama talks about this a lot in her books, and I think Allie Beth Stuckey probably talks about this in her book. So I know Abby Halberstadt with M is for Mama talks about this, and Allie Beth Stuckey talks a lot about this. She actually has a book that's called You're Not Enough and That's Okay. But I think that we need to recognize that we're not enough. We can't be all the things to all the people all the time. We are human. We are not super mom. In fact, I actually don't like that phrase at all, but people use it a lot and it is what it is. You're not super mom. You can't do all the things all at the same time for all the people in all the ways. You're not God. You're not omnipresent. You can't do all those things. But I think that there's an important recognition and differentiation between guilt and conviction. So again, as a Christian, and that might not be where you're coming from on this, but as a Christian, there is conviction in my life when maybe I feel like I haven't handled something properly with one of my children and I need to go and talk to them about it or apologize for the way I've done something. Or perhaps I have really slacked in an area in my home and there is the conviction of the Holy Spirit letting me know that I need to level up a little bit. Like I'm letting something get in the way of the things that I have deemed the most important in my life, and I need to get back on track, and I need to allow that conviction to come in and change me and make me a better person. So for me, conviction would be when it's coming into your life and helping you to level up, helping you to make improvements, helping you to get better. Guilt is the voice that comes in and says, you're not enough, you can't do enough, you're just not good enough at this, you aren't doing good enough for your kids, you don't spend enough time with your kids, your house isn't clean enough, you don't keep up with your laundry. All of those things that nag in your brain and get stuck on a broken record and just keep repeating and repeating and repeating. That is guilt, and that is not necessary. Granted, there could be some conviction kind of laced in that, but the point is, if you know you're not enough, then you don't have to allow the guilt to seep in and to eat away at you because you already know you're not enough. Jesus is enough. He gives you the Holy Spirit to provide conviction where you need it. And so that's kind of my perspective on mom guilt and reframing it. Now, if you come from a different worldview and you're not a Christian, you might have a different way of framing mom guilt. But either way, guilt is not going to help you make improvements so much as conviction for changing something to improve and better yourself. That's always bringing about a good change. So I would hope that as you work your way through mom guilt, especially as a work-at-home mom, you're allowing conviction to come in and change your heart and help you to improve in your life, but that you're not allowing it to get stuck on a broken record cycle and just repeat all of these horrible negative things to yourself that are not doing you any good and they're not helping you make any improvements at all. And in fact, one of the things that I think would be really helpful is if you shift your guilt to gratitude. Being thankful for the things that we have can go such a long way in changing our perspective, changing our attitude, and not allowing guilt to sink in. Because the fact is, if you're going to sit there and go, I don't want to feel mom guilt, I don't want to feel mom guilt, what are you going to do? You're literally going to sit there and continue thinking about mom guilt. But if you change out those thoughts for gratitude, you allow yourself to embrace all of the beautiful things in your life, the ability that you get to stay home and work with your kids, the ability that you get to be there for all of the little moments, you get to see them roll over, you get to see them crawl, you get to hear their first words, you get to watch all the funny faces they make when they try foods for the first time, or you get to be there when they start figuring out how to read. You get to be there for those moments. And you also get to pour yourself into a business or a career that you love and that feels fulfilling and that allows you to make a difference in the world. You get to have a house that is safe and protecting for your family, and you get to provide beautiful meals for your children, whether you're providing boxed macaroni and cheese or you're making a 5-course meal. Whatever your style is, there is gratitude available in all of those moments where you can feel grateful for the things in your life, and you don't have to get caught up in the mom guilt. So every time you start to feel guilt, take a shift your perspective and think of a way that you can be grateful for that thing. Whether it's cleaning up your kitchen, keeping up with your laundry, responding to emails, I don't know. The guilt possibilities are endless, but let's take those and swap them for gratitude and see if that can help change your mindset as you're going throughout your day. All right, there you have it, beautiful work-at-home moms. I know this is probably a really hard topic because it's something that we're all probably experiencing together. But I really hope that by embracing imperfection, working on some self-care, and shifting our perspective in regards to mom guilt and work and home life balance and parenting, that you are able to make a few changes in your life that allow you to go forward in freedom, knowing that you don't have to feel guilty for all of the crazy things in your life that may or may not even be valid at all. I hope that we can continue supporting each other on this beautiful journey of finding this crazy harmony in our life as we pursue all of the beautiful things that life has to offer. I have so enjoyed doing this with you, and I am looking forward to the next episode. So, see you later.